Hello and welcome to Lesson 31, pages 220 and 221. This is the song titled Little Liza Jane in our Level 1 book. And I'm actually starting out over here on the left side of my screen on page 218. And that's because we're learning about a new topic today. If you worked through our pre-Level 1 book, you may already be familiar with these. If not, these may be brand new. And these are our dynamics, or what they write, dynamic markings. And what dynamics do? They tell us how loud or how soft to play our piano. And here's the labels of the dynamic markings that you're going to see in our song Little Liza Jane and Bingo and a lot of songs moving forward. Okay? Let's go from the bottom to the top. So this little symbol, the P, it actually stands for the word piano, just like your piano, but it's actually an Italian word that means soft. Okay? So it means to play softly. So what does it mean to play softly on our piano? Well, if we press our key not so hard, guess what? The piano is really quiet. All right? And that's how we play piano. And the next dynamic marking is right here. It is an F, and it stands for the word forte. Forte. And forte is an Italian word that means loud. So the opposite. So how do we play forte on our pianos? Well, if we press the key harder than before, that is how we play louder on our pianos. And then mezzo forte is the next one, MF, mezzo forte. And it's actually spelled like this, M-E-Z-Z-O, but it sounds like it almost sounds like mezzo, almost like there's a T in there, but not quite. And then mezzo forte is the word. Forte, I guess I didn't spell out either. That one's like this. Okay, so mezzo forte means medium loud. So it's somewhere in between our soft and loud. And it's more on the loud side than it is the soft side, because we can also have MP, which is mezzo piano, which is like a medium soft. Okay, so those are the dynamics that are in between, there, forte and piano. And so we have mezzo forte. Okay? All right, so those are our dynamic markings we're going to be using in this song. And let me just fix my pages now onto Little Liza Jane. Perfect. Okay, and we can already see the dynamic markings in the song. Here is mezzo forte. So here's how this works. When the dynamic is written, it stays, though. It should stay mezzo forte until you see it change. So do you see where it changes? Look. Right here, we want to go louder than mezzo forte. We want to play this forte or loud. And then we want to keep playing loud until right here. Measure 13, we're going to play soft to the end of the song. So dynamics are usually something that you add after you've mastered playing the song. Because if you're still trying to understand the rhythms and the notes of a song, it's going to be really hard to also change how loud or soft you're playing the keys, because you might just not be ready to put that all together. So remember, if you can't put the dynamics immediately to the song, it's always something you can start to add after you've learned it. But the more you can mix it into your practice, the better. And then you'll always be able to add it as you need it. Okay. So let's start by reviewing the first four measures of our song, or actually let's get rather into our hand position, I think is a good choice. So starting with our bass clef, the left hand, it looks like finger number 1 is on B. So I'm going to take my left hand and just finger number 1, it's going to go right here on B. And we also have an A in this song and a G, but the G is the lowest we go. So our left hand, we have B, A, and G. That's it, just those 3 notes. And in the right hand, it says finger number 1 goes on D. So I'm going to take my finger number 1, put it on D. And in this song, we have a D, an E, an F, and a G. No A on top, but we can still leave our finger there. This is a nice hand position where we have no sharing of notes, which I am a big fan of, because then my fingers don't really fit well with one key. Okay. So let's start by playing 5 Gs, 5 As, 5 Bs, then we skip over and play 5 Ds, 5 Es, 5 Fs, and 5 Gs. And we're going to say those notes out loud to practice. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Play G, 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 G. Now A, A. A, and B, 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 B. Now D, 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 and E, 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 and now F, 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 now G, 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 G. Great. Those are our notes we're going to be using in Little Liza Jane. Okay, so here's how we're going to practice this song today. We're actually going to focus on the hands together sections because we haven't done too much hands together for notes, and I want to show you how to practice these, and then we'll play each 4 measure sections to a steady beat, okay? But remember, a way to practice, let's say 4 measures at a time, is to first play a little bit out of time like we do in all of the other videos. So we play the notes B, B, and I like to say them out loud, and then an A and a G, and I'm kind of just figuring out what notes I need before coming back and doing hands together. But we're going to focus on the hands together sections for this song and talk about how to practice them. So the way that you actually practice these hands together sections to get good at them is to focus on playing hands separately first. So let's look at that. Let's see what's in the right hand. In the right hand, we play E and then D. And we hold that for 2. Really right here, I'm going to draw it would be like a rest because it's just the left hand by itself, okay? So let's play E and then D for 2. We're going to try that. 1, 2, here we go. E, D for 2. Let's do that again. 1, 2, here we go. E, D for 2. Great. And then look, the left hand, it just repeats. B, B for 2, B. Okay? So now let's try the left hand only. 1, 2, left hand go. B, B for 2, B. And one more time. 1, 2, here we go. B, B for 2, B. So now we have to practice putting them together. And if you could just hop right into trying it at a steady beat. But if you're not ready to do that yet, that's okay. Figure out which notes play at the same time. So we want to look at it like this. First up is B and E. B and E play together. So go ahead and play B and E at the same time on 3. It's going to be like this. 1, 2, 3. Good. And now remember, the left hand never moves. It's only the right hand that moves to a D. So let's play B and D together on 3. 1, 2, 3. And we just played B and D. Great. So we've got together, together for 2, and then we play the left hand. Let's try and put it now all together with the right hand and left hand in measure 3. Remember, the left hand stays on B. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 is left hand only. You can try that as many times as you need before you get it, but that's just a breakdown of how to practice hands together sections. Okay, now that we've got that down, let's try the first 4 measures of Little Liza Jane together. 1, 2, here we go. D, hold for 2. Together, together for 2, B, and then a D, 2, 3, 4. Excellent work. And now, remember that would have been a mezzo forte we were trying to play there. We're going to go back and add those in just a bit. Okay, now let's focus on the next hands together section. So measures 5 and 6 are the same as 1 and 2, but here we go. Measures 7 and 8. Well, now it's kind of flip-flopped. Remember, the right hand moved, but the left hand stayed the same. Well, guess what? In measures 7 and 8, it's the opposite. The right hand stays exactly the same. It's a D, 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 2, 3, 4, and the left hand goes B, B for 2, A, G, 2, 3, 4. So let's practice it hands separately, starting with the right hand. So only D over and over again. 1, 2, right hand, go. D, D for 2, D, D, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now that we've got that, the left hand is B, B, A, G. Let's try that nice and slow. Left hand. 1, 2, left hand, go. B, B for 2, A, G, 2, 3, 4. And you can play those over and over again as many times as you need until you get it. And now look and see which notes line up where. Remember, the right hand stays the same. So up first we have 2 in a row of B and D. So we're going to do together, together. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, go. Together, together. Okay, hold there. And now the left hand's going to move down to A. And we're going to play a D. So let's play D and A when you're ready. And now play D and G when you're ready, moving down one more note in the left hand. Perfect. And now let's try to play measures 7 and 8 at a steady beat. So measures 7 and 8. 1, 2, here we go. Together, together for 2, A, G. Remember that right hand just stays on D. Okay, now let's do 5, 6, 7, and 8. Here we go. Measure 5, we're starting in now. 1, 2, here we go. And B, B, A, G, B, D, D for 2, together, together. Left hand only moves. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. All right. So we're moving into 9 through 12, and the same thing happens. The right hand stays the same. The left hand plays just like we played before, B, B, A, but instead of going to a G in measure 8, we actually go to a B. Okay, so it's pretty repeated there in 9 through 12. All right, so we're just going to try it slowly at a steady beat. Now that we've practiced a couple of the hands together, remember that this G up here starts with finger 4. Now we would be trying to do this loud and forte, but we'll save that for the last performance of the song that we do to get these dynamics in there. Okay? All right, so starting with finger 4 in the right hand on G, here we go. 1, 2, here we go. So G, 2, 3, D, measure 10 for 2, D for 2, together, together for 2, move back to B, 3, 4. Okay. And remember that right hand stays the same. We were just playing B, B, A, B in the left hand. And remember, just like at the beginning of our tutorial, we can break it down and do right hand only, then left hand only, then figure out which notes line up, then put it together. Okay? And now at the end of the song, check it out. We do the same thing we did in measures 7 and 8. B, B, A, G. B, B, A, G. It's the same left hand phrase. And we're doing the same thing from 9 and 10. And 13 and 14, look at all that repetition. But here's the cool thing about repeating with a dynamic. They want you to do it this last time quiet. It's going to sound so cool because you're going to play this phrase from 9 through 12 loud. And then you're going to do almost the same thing quietly. And that's called having dynamic contrast. We have a big difference in the way that we're playing. We're playing loud and then soft. And it's going to create some emotion in our song. Again, we'll add those dynamics at the end of our performance. If you want to start practicing this section now, slowly and quietly, you can. Go ahead and give it a try. But again, if it gives you difficulty on the notes, no worries. All right, last line, let's do 13 through 16. 1, 2, here we go. G for 2, 3, D, E for 2, and D for 2. Together now. Hold for 2, now move to A, G, 2, 3, 4. Awesome job with those hands together practice in Little Liza Jane. Now we are going to put the whole song together and add those dynamics. So we're going to start with the mezzo forte. Figure out where that might be for you. You don't want it to be as hard as you can press the keys, right? Want it to be somewhere a little less than that, okay? Because you still want to have room to get louder when you get to measure 9. And then also we got to make sure that our piano is nice and soft from 13 to the end. Okay, let's try Little Liza Jane from the start. Here we go, nice and slow. Mezzo forte to start. 1, 2, here we go. Hold for 2. For 2. D2 and measure 5. Now right hand stays the same. For 2, left hand moves, and G2 and forte loud. 1, 2, 3. 2. And loud. Back to B in the left hand, 2, and last line now. Hold. Oh, quiet here. Sorry, I played a little too loud. For 2. For 2 and 2, 3, 4, and off. All right, students, and remember that last G, it caught me off guard, piano at the end, and I played this one a little too loud. So that's why we're practicing this. You can go back again, make sure that you start this section nice and quiet to the end. Way to complete Little Liza Jane, and I will see you on the next song.